Am I concerned when it comes to quant? Well, the answer is no. I'm not a financial advisor, and I'm not telling anyone to do anything, but why am I not concerned? Well, the reason is because I still like quant fundamentally, so sure, quant as of right now, it may be around 27 times lower than 2 grand, but really at the same time, a lot of other projects out there are just not doing the best. What's going to happen? Quant just randomly goes on an independent rally of its own? I highly doubt that. The thing is, Quant's not a microcap. I've seen some microcaps out there randomly like just have a rally like that, which, sometimes I'm just have some questions when it comes to that. But when it comes to Quant, it's not a microcap. Also on top of that, it's currently ranked number 69 in the world actually in terms of market cap within this space. So the thing is, when it comes to Quant, it's not a small project by any means. It's not like necessarily a microcap that needs just a slight amount of volume to randomly do something. No, like the current market cap when it comes to Quant is almost a billion, right? We're not talking about a small project here. So eventually, I'm just going to have to wait for hypothetically a change in sentiment. That's really about it. But it doesn't mean I want to give up on it. I'm not concerned because I still like the fundamentals. Keep in mind, when it comes to quant fusion, that seems to be a pretty big narrative when it comes to quant, right? And the quant network fundamentally, we take a look at the aspects of the overledger OS, the overledger network, like what bad thing happened to that? Like I can't think of anything actually. It's not like to me, quant just fundamentally randomly became bad. The maximum supply of Bitcoin, right? It's 21 million. The maximum supply of quant, it's around 14.5 million. I mean, it's a little bit different in some other places, but I'm just saying, like, that's around the range. Like, it's not like randomly the maximum supply of quant became 30, 40 million. Then that's a different case. I just haven't seen anything that fundamentally alarms me when it comes to quant. So why would I be concerned? It kind of makes no sense to me. It's like me randomly being concerned of my wall right here, right? On this side right here, even though nothing happened to it. Like, why? Like, it's perfectly fine, I'm not going to be concerned about that. The thing is this, when it comes to quant, I get it. The charts are not doing the best. However, I don't think that's an accurate representation of exactly what quant is doing fundamentally, because it would be a different case if, let's say, the fundamentals of quant regressed and then this was going on. But then it doesn't seem like that to me. The thing is this as well. If I take a look at hypothetically the idea of 2 grand, the market cap at that point would be around 24 billion considering current circulating supply. That's still around 60 billion less than Dogecoin's all-time high market cap in 2021. Years ago. Granted, I haven't seen altcoin season during this cycle, but the thing is this. When people like to tell me, oh, but there's more competition right now. Well, for quant, really? In terms of the actual ones that can stand toe-to-toe with it, is there really that much? Because back in 2021, if I think about a project, right, that's having an aspect of multi-chain applications, and let me just explain this real quick, because the Quant network, it's made up of the Overledger OS and the Overledger network, but the Overledger network, it's made up of the Overledger OS users. So I'm going to skip that a little bit and just get to the chase, right? I'm just going to talk about the Overledger OS. The Overledger OS, basically, what it does is that it allows something called a multi-chain application to be built. An application that's built on top of multiple blockchains instead of just one. And again, if I think about that right there, that's a very specific niche. Like, that's super specific, right? If I think about a project that's very focused on that, in 2021, I think about Quant. If I fast forward to right now, what do I think of? Still Quant. It's not like there's 30 other versions that are very popular and kind of like 30 other alternatives that popped up along the way. It doesn't feel like that to me. Like, it's pretty difficult to make a good project, in my opinion. Like, the making of a project in and of itself, I don't think that's necessarily the most difficult part. The difficult part is actually making it useful. It's actually having an actual use case when it comes to the project. It's like, for instance, we see a lot of memes out there. A lot of them just don't necessarily have the best use case. It's not like it's really required anyways, but I'm just saying, when it comes to a meme, but still, like, a lot of projects out there, sure, it could be created, but it doesn't mean it could have good fundamentals. Here's the thing. It's like, for instance, could I randomly get some cloth and try to sew a shirt, like, or use like a sewing machine? Yeah, I could try to do that. I could technically make a shirt, but would it be a good one? Absolutely not. The dimensions are going to be off. I mean, it's going to be crooked sideways and all this. I can't make a t-shirt, right? I just can't. I could try. I could just say, oh, I made a t-shirt. It just doesn't mean it'll be good. It's like, for instance, a lot of projects out there appeared. Yeah, sure. A lot of people like to say that. There's more competition right now. But what are the actual competitors when it comes to Quant? It's like, for instance, if Quant is a tennis player, but then more ping pong players appeared, does that necessarily mean that there's more competition when it comes to the tennis player? It's a completely different sport. That's the thing. So yes, more projects appeared ever since 2021, but what's really competing against Quant though? That's the thing. I can't really find that many in terms of popular options that appeared. That's it. I just don't think it's under such stiff competition. That's the thing. It's like, for instance, for quite a while, Nokia, right, the phone brand, it just didn't really have much that was going to really, truly, I think, stand toe-to-toe with it for quite a while. I mean, there was like Motorola and all this, but also like Sony Ericsson back then, but like there was no iPhone for quite a while. So Nokia was just kind of there. That's the thing. The thing is, when it comes to, personally for me, I get it. When it comes to Quant, it's never going to become more popular than like Ethereum or the BNB chain or something or Solana. It's just never going to do that in my perspective, especially during this cycle, but it doesn't need to, right? It's like, for instance, does every single football player that gets, in the NFL, do they need to become the next Tom Brady or the next Brian Dawkins? No, they don't have to, right? That's pretty special right there. That's very amazing in order to do that. But it's not a necessary thing to achieve. So when I take a look at, for instance, something like Quant, it doesn't need to become the best. As long as it becomes a little bit relevant, as long as it stays sort of in that relevancy, what more am I going to complain about? Like, I'm not going to complain, actually. It's just I haven't seen altcoin season. That's pretty much about it. But I'm going to stay patient, though, because that's my style. Like, by me dollar cost averaging once a month, which is what I'm doing, even though I'm not telling anyone to do anything, I was fully aware that I'm going to have to be in this for years, which I have, actually, because I've been in Quant, keep in mind, ever since 2022. Yes, you heard that right. We're in 2026 as of right now, so it's been quite a while. It's been a journey. Hasn't really done much ever since I started holding it, actually, but I'm just saying. When I first started believing in Quant, by the way, like, I remember it was at around $120 at that point, but then I've been constantly dollar cost averaging. As of right now, Quant is below $80, keep in mind. So ever since I started holding it, or ever since I started, I have not seen it ever surpass 200. But the thing is also, ever since I started holding it, I just have never seen an altcoin season. So it just all kind of comes back to not having seen an altcoin season in my perspective. I'm still waiting. And I guess that's pretty much about it. That's all I can do. Keep in mind, when it comes to Quant, there's around 160,000 holders, right? So what I'm experiencing right now is alongside over 160,000 other individuals, supposedly, allegedly. But yeah, I just don't want to give up like that. This is my perspective. But yeah, only time will tell. I'm just going to stay patient. That's about it. But I'm still waiting. I'm still holding, even though I'm not telling anyone to do anything. But long story short, I'm not concerned when it comes to Quant because I think the fundamentals are still pretty good to me. I just want to say thank you for watching. I hope you all have a very nice day. It's Willie the Captain, and I'll see y'all on the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.